Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Raymond Parrott, and I'll be doing my presentation on the Patriot and the inaccuracies and comparison to real life and Mel Gibson's 2000 theatrical release. Just like many other people in the class who are probably doing the Patriot, I'll be talking about a little different aspect to it. And since I'm trying to be a teacher, there'll be discussion questions for you guys at the end to answer. You don't have to answer all of them, or you can answer all of them. Just make it a little more interactive. All right. Some background information about the film. The film was released on June 28th, 2000 in theaters worldwide and directed by director Roland Emmerich. And it's also starring Mel Gibson, the late Heath Ledger, and Jason Isaacs, among many others. So, a bit about the plot of the movie. It takes place in South Carolina after the French and Indian War, where a former officer, Benjamin Martin, opposes the upcoming Revolutionary War with Great Britain and doesn't want to participate. He is a widow father of seven and just wants to take care of his land and his children. It is only after his son Gabriel, portrayed by Heath Ledger, joins the war effort and decides to go to war one last time. He also decides this when his second oldest son, Thomas, is killed trying to protect Gabriel after British army officers kill him, try to kill him. So, the Patriot based on true events. Let's see. The film is loosely based on real life people that were prominent figures in the Revolutionary War. People like Francis Marion, who was portrayed by Benjamin Martin, and Benestre Tarleton, who is the counterpart of Wentz Havington. We'll discuss Benestre Tarleton later in this video because there is interesting points about him that I like to make. So, while the film is highly praised for its acting among critics, me personally, I love this film. We all seen it in middle school and high school about the Revolutionary War in history class. It's also often criticized for historical inaccuracies that occur throughout the film. One event, and one that really stuck out to me, happens are the treatment of slaves in the movie. The black characters in the movie are depicted as free slaves who view Martin as family and love him just like family. And they only work on the fields and stay there just to make a living and make money. This really isn't the case at all, as many slaves during this time were offered freedom only in the British or American army, and many slaves fled their former masters to join the British army so they could gain freedom. According to Shaw Williams from ScreenRant.com, she quotes, "In Patriot, however, the British family free slaves being rounded up to fight for the British is treated as a moment, whereas Oakham, one of the slaves, being donated to Benjamin Martin's militia by his owner and earning his freedom through service, is framed as a triumphant storyline." Why were the treatment of slaves ignored during this time, and why was it portrayed like this in the film? Many slaves were basically just trying to fight for their freedom and were running away from their slave masters. Spike Lee, a famous director, criticized the movie for its portrayal of slavery and the erasure of the whole experience in America. The most controversial scene, as we all seen if you've seen the movie, happens when Tapton locks innocent civilians inside of a church and burns them alive. This did not happen in real life. While there was burnings of churches and towns and casualties of civilians that happened during the Revolutionary War, this act happened and was depicted as cruel and unusual. This angered British publications in real life in the early 2000s and depicted the British Army as ruthless and cruel and uncaring. It also depicted Tabington's real life counterpart, a Bannister, as cruel as well. But was he really like this in real life? Did he want to burn citizens down? And was he cruel and ruthless and emotionless? Bannister Tarleton was portrayed in the movie as over the top and cruel villain for the British Army. He was portrayed by Jason Isaacs and was an over the top zany super villain that you gotta take down at all costs and he's gonna lose. But that wasn't the case. I don't believe he was really that cruel. The following poem, which I'm about to read, is by an author simply known as T.R. And he talks about the true person that Tarleton was. Titled "Who Did Brass Stick," apologies for the pronunciation, the Who Did Brass Stick epistle to Colonel Tarleton. This is a small stanza of the full poem. It's not too long. I'll leave a link at the end to help guys with your discussion, and you can think about it yourselves. Whoever taught you first to fight, I like their mode and think it right. But I'm convinced your better rules were never learned in modern schools. Because your mind you cannot bring to what is called maneuvering. But I can tell you for your comfort, although you never show your bump forth and turn your back on certain glory, as Howe and Keppel did before ye, applause is due where near shall pay, unless you fight to run away. You sure must know, or else I'll teach you. And to me here, sir, I beseech ye, that none are praised for our votes for banging, but only such as merit hanging. And therefore you are much to blame for thinking you require great fame, because when cowards make fuss, true valor must be infamous. This poem seems to get false praise to Tarleton. And beginning stanza a few sentences, it shows him that he's a true patriot and knows how to fight, and gives him no credit for his war tactics. But it also sees him as a coward who runs away from his losing and doesn't know true glory and only wants fame. In the film, it showcases his counterpart as emotionless and unnerving,